Winning.
Pick.
Weekly.
Smith for the win.
Raisi K.
Yo, what's good, everyone? It is week 13 of the NFL Gambling Picks on Winning Picks Weekly. My name is John Meleka at JMeleka on Twitter. As always, I'm joined by my buddy, my co-host, my pal, my main man, Greg, Winning P Weekly on Twitter. What's up, Greg?
What's going on,
I can't
John?
believe it's week 13. I am on the West Coast. It's warm, but I'm coming back, baby. It is cold. It is football weather, and this is when football starts to really, really matter. Are you ready to get into the week 13 slate?
I'm very excited. I'm ready for it.
We got the Dallas Cowboys on another Thursday game coming off Thanksgiving. Didn't even realize that. They got they don't get that 10 days. They get Thursday to Thursday. -8.5 against Seattle, who looked terrible last week. Kenneth Walker again might not play. Dallas has been hot, man. And Seattle has been actually on a cold streak. Two teams trending in complete different trajectories right now. And I know Dallas is 8-3, but I feel like they need this game. I don't know why I feel that way. I feel like they need this game to kind of stay alive in the NFC East, dare I say, with San Francisco playing the Eagles later. Maybe to stay alive and maybe host a home game in the playoffs. If somebody gets knocked out, and they advance in the wild card. Well, what are your thoughts on this Thursday game?
I think Dallas is going to absolutely kill Seattle. They're -9 right now at home. I just think that we've talked about it before. I think Dallas beats up bad teams. Seattle, to me, is on the verge of being a bad team. They're 2-3 away this season, and without Kenneth Walker, I mean, their offense looked pathetic last week against San Francisco. I get it. San Francisco has an incredible defense. I still think Dallas's defense is pretty good. Like, I think they're pretty legit. So, yeah, I think it's all Cowboys at home. Cowboys are 5-0 this season. They dominate at home. They have like a crazy win margin at home. I think they cover the spread easy. If it's not Thursday night, this would be a best bet. This would be a hold your nose. This would be don't think, just throw, whatever else you want to say.
This is don't think, just throw for me. I'm taking Dallas and a don't think, just throw.
Yeah, no Kenneth Walker. Like, what are you going to do? Zach Charbonnet looked okay, but 40 yards rushing last week. Geno Smith has been banged up. He hasn't been playing too good all season, never mind being banged up. I think on the road, this is a tough place to play in Jerry World, where the Dallas Cowboys seem to just light everyone up.
All right. But on the other hand, Greg, we have our first 1 o'clock game. That's Miami -9.5 at Washington. And I don't feel that way about the don't think, just throw. I can't keep not thinking, just throw it. I'm nervous about this. We have Washington hasn't been playing that great, but I feel like they don't get blown out, especially at home. Like double digits is a blowout. Am I missing something?
I thought the same thing last week, but then they got absolutely smoked by Dallas.
That's true. Are we putting Dallas and Miami in the same category? They have the same record.
I think so, and I think they both beat up on bad teams. Like, I think they both just kill bad teams when they have to play San Francisco or the Chiefs or the Eagles. All of a sudden, the games get really tough for these guys. And
Sam Howell doesn't look like the number one quarterback anymore.
Yeah, Sam Howell. I was talking about it last week. Sam Howell leads the league in passing. That was my fun little statistic last week. Look at how far that got me against the Cowboys last week. I think they lost. I don't know what the score was, 45-10. So, yeah, I think it's more of the same here from Washington. Jack Del Rio gone, so maybe there's a little bit of a boost here for this defense. But I get that they're at home. They're 1-4 at home, though, this season. They're better against the spread, but still 4-8 on the season, the Commanders. Right now, I was just looking up the spread. 85% of the money's on the Commanders. To me, that makes absolutely no sense. Dallas or Miami here for me is my first best bet of the day. It is my holding my nose pick of the day. Miami all the way.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm riding your logic all the way. Miami locks up the division.
Yeah.
Another division game. Indianapolis Colts had the
Mhm.
Tennessee Titans. Big game with Jonathan Taylor out. Everybody remembers the Zach Moss games when it was nice out 10 weeks ago. We're still riding that. A couple 100-yard games. Nothing to, poo-poo about. I agree. But it is Tractorcito season.
It is.
It is
Classic.
Titans. It is Titans don't have a chance, and here they are going to win every single game season. It's never time for the AFC South to be locked up. And this is the perfect time for Tennessee to get right back in the mix of things. I know Jacksonville is rolling tough, but I like Tennessee to start getting into the mix of things here. Give me Tennessee plus 1.5 at home. Will Levis statement game. This is Will Levis's first big game right here. I don't Minshew on the road. What's the weather? I'm gonna check the weather here while you tell me your
Minshew's been pretty
thoughts.
good on the road. So no, I mean, beat the Ravens on the road. So, I think he's been pretty good. To me, this came down to the betting public, and I was just gonna fade the public on this one because I've been saying about the Titans. When I think people think the Titans have no shot, they win. When the Titans are, everyone thinks the Titans are gonna win and get it going, they lose. 82% of the money right now is on the Titans. 60% of the money's on the over, so maybe there's gonna be some points here in this one. Give me the Colts -1 on the road. I think it's an ugly game. I think it's a disgusting game. I think Derrick Henry and Zach Moss get it going here. And I think the deciding factor is, in fact, Gardner Minshew late throwing the ball compared to Will Levis late throwing the ball. And I think the Colts get it done on the road here to move along in the division.
All right. I mean, in your case, they would be better to get into the division because Jacksonville's already 8-3. So yeah, Indy needs to keep up. So I kind of agree. Carolina at Tampa. These always used to be good games, man. This feels like a horrific game, but Carolina new staff everywhere. 12 games, the right season's over. Tampa Bay -5.5 at home. Tampa Bay needs this game to stay alive in the NFC, and they can win this division, dude. Insane, but they need this game, man. This is a desperation game for Tampa. I'm worried though that this is Carolina new offense. I actually am worried. Miles Sanders in the doghouse. Like, is Miles Sanders allowed to play now? the free agent? Like, I don't understand what's going on there. All of a sudden, Chuba Hubbard is amazing. I honestly don't know what to do with this game. What are your thoughts here? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are this. I thought when I was prepping for this earlier today, Carolina, new coaching staff. New coaching staff, you're going to get a new coaching staff bump. That's just what happens in the NFL. I don't know why. Carolina plus points, new coaching staff bump, 1 win on the season. More likely they're going to end up with 2 or 3. Tampa Bay has not been very good, so let's give them a win here. Maybe an outright win, maybe a 5.5 cover, but either way, new coaching staff bump, going to get it. Then I come on here, you say the same thing I'm thinking, and I look at 88% of the money is on Carolina. Carolina should never have 88% of the money on them.
Anything.
They're terrible. They're terrible. They're 1 in whatever. Their coach is fired. Their offensive coordinator is fired.
The quarterback's too short.
And to me, yeah. And I don't know if it's so much a coaching problem or if it's an ownership problem in Carolina. Like,
and by the way, they have an offensive line problem.
And they have an offensive line problem, but their owner coming out and doing a press conference and saying that I thought we were going to trade the first pick for the second pick and then take CJ Stroud, and we screwed up by taking Bryce Young, is one of the craziest, if not the craziest thing I have heard an owner say to the press. It was an absolutely...
Johnson said that, there would be a arson at one Jets drive. Arson.
Actually. What are we talking about? That's something you don't say out loud to anyone ever. And not only that, you definitely don't say it in the middle of a press conference, dude. So
that's why we don't have press conferences for our GMs. That's why we don't ask Woody what's up. That's why we don't ask Joe Douglas what's up. That's why we don't ask Leon Rose shout out what's up.
Yeah, we keep it moving. So I don't think it's a coaching problem in Carolina. I think it's more than that. I think it's bigger than that. I think Bryce Young has never been lower than hearing his owner talk about how he thought he was going to take CJ Stroud and that he stinks and they never wanted him. So yeah, give me the Buccaneers -4.5 at home
Yo,
here.
yo,
I think it's an
I'm best
absolute lock.
betting
This could be a best bet.
off your take.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what to do with this game because it was so disgusting, and I have to take like as much as you say all that. You know who should never be -5.5? Todd Bowles ever. I don't care if Tom Brady is your quarterback. I don't care who your Todd Bowles never -5.5 versus anyone. But
the
anyway,
last thing I'll say
the
about this
thing.
game, because I do not want to spend more time talking about the Panthers and Bucks in Week 13 of the NFL. Do you see the picture of Bryce Young's parents in the stands
But
last
it
week?
wasn't. But it wasn't his parents.
Oh, it wasn't his parents.
No, it was no. They just like mentioned Bryce Young's parents, and they just panned. I think I'm pretty sure this is two people in Alabama. I think that was like the big like, what's happening
Can't
right
trust
now.
anything you see on Twitter these days. It's unbelievable. Like, what am I supposed to
I
do?
think
Look up what Bryce Young's parents look like to
I don't know.
verify?
I think me and you are in a blender right now because I don't know if that's true or you're. I don't know. I don't know what's true or not. But
I
anyway,
don't know.
let's
All
assume.
right,
Let's
we'll
assume it
figure
is.
it
What's
out.
up? Let's assume what is. What's up?
It was just a picture of two people. I guess two people that may or may not be Bryce Young's parents in Alabama close, but now I don't know. So I don't know. But
Yeah,
like I said, I think it's a bigger problem there with Bryce Young. I think it's an ownership problem, not necessarily a coach problem. So firing Frank Reich doesn't really do anything for me.
all right. Speaking of being in a blender, New York Jets at home +2.5. Line in the same game for this for me and Greg on the Jets pod. Go check it
Go
out.
check it out.
The Jets need this game to remain in the playoff hunt. They lose this game. It is tank season. We do have number 8 throwing the
John will
ball
stop
around.
talking about how the season's still on if we lose this game. It's a
Can't be
promise to
still
you and
on.
everyone out there.
Even if Aaron Rodgers is still there, season can't
Yep.
be still on. Except for if they lose, Aaron Rodgers comes back, season's still on. That's a different story.
Yeah.
Then we can run the table. All right. I'm taking the cold you nose Jets +2.5 at home. Listen, I'm scared of Calais Campbell. I'm scared of Jesse Bates, Falcons defense. I'm scared of Bijan Robinson. I'm scared of Kyle Pitts. Those 4 players I'm scared of. I think the Jets can combat that. Hopefully Brees Hall gets in there. We have some offensive linemen coming back, including Becton and Wes. Hoping that CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams can contain Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson, and I'm not worried about Drake London. So I'm taking Jets desperate +2.5 at home. Atlanta playing in the cold weather. Going from like a perfect dome to play outdoors in MetLife must be like must be some sort of like shock to the system. So I'm just going with the Jets here.
Yeah, I'm going Atlanta here. I think that they're the better team. I think they get it done. 2.5, 3 points, whatever it is. I think they win this game.
Pittsburgh at home, 7-4 against the 2-10 Arizona Cardinals. Pittsburgh's -5.5. New offensive coordinator. They all look like a new offense in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like it worked last week. Pat Frymouth coming back helps. What do you think about this game, man? I'm leaning Pittsburgh -5.5. I just hate Arizona. Arizona
Yeah.
2 wins is crazy. They feel like they're in every game.
Yeah, I feel like that too, but they're not. They won the Atlanta game, then they were in the Texans game, and then I bet them last week and I watched the game against the Rams, and they got absolutely pumped by the Rams. I mean, it wasn't even close. 37-14. Like, it was disgusting. The little Kyler Murray bump that people forgot how fast he was and what he does. I think they figured it out. Give me Pittsburgh here. I think Pittsburgh's defense is better than the Rams. And I think you can hold this Arizona team to under 10 points. I think the Steelers' offense, to your point, 400 yards for the first time in 55 games last week. I think they get it done here. Get 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals, and they're cooking.
55 cheeseburgers, 55 fries. All right,
It's
anyway.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm going pay here too. -5.5. All right, next game. New Orleans +3.5 at home.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you what, man. I think Detroit are fraudulent. I've been saying it from the beginning. They're good at home in certain conditions. If the moon isn't out, and they're at home and they're playing a bad team, rolling off short rest, like Chris Jones is out and Travis Kelce's out. Like that's when they're like They have very specific needs to be a really good team. On the road in New Orleans, I don't like it. I'm taking New Orleans plus 3.5. I think that Taysom Hill is going to Taysom Hill all over this team. I'm taking the Saints. I might make this a best bet, dude. I really think Detroit. Where's the public here?
I was just trying to find it. 92% of the Lions.
Yo, best bet. Best bet Saints. What fraudulent. Fraudulent Detroit.
Yeah. I'm going with the Lions here as my second best bet of the day.
All right.
I think
Head
it's
best bets.
yeah, I think
Ring
that
the bell.
I think Jared Goff's good at home. I think New Orleans inside a dome too, so I don't think it's that crazy of a difference for him. His big thing
Be
over the
loud.
last 2 weeks has been the turnovers. Like if he can figure out the turnovers, I think he can get it going here with this offense because I think this offense has kind of been in neutral really the last few weeks while Jared Goff's been figuring a few things out with these turnovers. So, a lot of defenders hurt on New Orleans. Their season really hasn't been going as good as they want. They keep sticking with Derek Carr. And as a Derek Carr truther and believer and all this stuff, yada, yada, I think you have to make the change to Jameis Winston because Derek Carr, for some reason, is just obsessed with throwing the ball 3 yards to Alvin Kamara. And yeah, I think just Detroit bouncing back after a bad loss to Green Bay, where they came back and they were in that game. It was a 1-score game until they did some crazy fuck shit and started running for fake punts on 4th and 6 in the middle of the third quarter and stuff, doing weird stuff on Thanksgiving. So that was a true the moon did something to their coach and and messed with his head. So yeah, I think the Lions bounce back here. I think they're fine. Best bet -2.5, -3, -5.5, whatever we're saying is -2.5. Deal.
It's 3.5.
3.5 deal.
Saints are going to win this game outright and try to take hold of this division, but what a crappy
That'd be
division.
something.
All right, last 1 o'clock game. My hell is happening, Greg. New England Patriots at home plus 5.5 against the Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego that are also just the cool colored Jets. They're just everything the Jets want to be.
Mm-hmm.
They have the cool colors, they got the cool stadium, they got the nice weather, but it's just the same old Jets, man. I hate the New England Patriots. I can't believe that they missed that field goal. They are almost basically locked in to that 3rd spot, and they're not letting it go. Chargers win this game by a touchdown.
Yeah, I think this is the game where you could tell me if the Patriots are tanking or not.
Oh, they're tanking, baby.
I like the Patriots in this one. I just don't see the Chargers going West Coast to East Coast. We had that conversation 2 weeks ago where we got tripped up on time zones and what the game actually feels like. West Coast to East Coast at 1 o'clock. That's the one you want to bet on. New England Patriots at home. You talked about Atlanta having a shock. Talk about going from San Diego. You can tell me better than most. Going from LA to New England. That's a shock right now. You're gonna be surprised when you get back how cold it is here. These guys live in LA year round. Like it's cold. New England at home. LA is not very good to your point. They're pretty much the Jets in baby blue. Yeah, I think it's all New England here. I think they win outright. Give me the plus 5.5.
I would love for you to be right in this game.
Me too.
Oh, I would love for you to be right. Just
me too.
Don't see it happening. They perfected it. All right. Houston at home, 405 game, -3.5. Against the Denver Broncos. And Greg, let me just say, like Geno Smith, your boy from last year, he sucks now. Derek Carr, your boy from last year, he sucks now.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson, the guy you hate, is he good now? Plus 3.5 at Houston. What do you got here?
Yeah, I got the Broncos. I think they are really good.
Right.
I think he's playing good. I think his defense is playing good. I think they figured something out with Samaje Perine cementing the second running back spot, and him Javonte Williams have been playing really well. Yeah, I think they've been playing good. I think Russell Wilson's making some good decisions and making some good throws. Cortland Sutton's been great in fantasy the last 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, I think they win this game plus 3.5. I think they win it outright on the road. I think the Texans got everyone's attention, everyone's eyes, and then I think quietly, unless I'm wrong, the last 2 weeks have lost back to back. Nope, they beat the Cardinals and they lost last week to the Jaguars. They've been in some close games and they've been playing well. I think the Broncos though just have sneaky been kicking people's butts.
Man, I really like the Texans here. I might make this my third and final best bet.
Broncos won their last 5 games, including the Packers, Chiefs, Bills.
Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs' division, that was a great game. Bills, that was like when everyone like that was it. They wrote off the Bills now because they lost to them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. But on the other hand, we have the Houston Texans who, I mean, if they just did not lose to Carolina, I mean that was the most egregious loss
Yeah.
around here. I can't believe they lost to Carolina, and it's the only game that like Bryce Young can hang his hat on to. Like, oh, okay, like me versus Stroud, I won that game.
Yep.
That's why the owner's even dumber. But listen, the Texans have been really good, even though they lost to Jacksonville. It was a great game.
Yeah.
Ever since November, like that game was in October, versus Carolina off a bye. After that, 3 straight wins in November. Then they lost the versus Tampa at Cincy, home versus
Those were
Arizona.
incredible games, incredible comeback games, like wild stuff.
They lost at home versus Jacksonville. Their last home game here versus Denver. I think Houston takes this, man. I think Houston puts Denver back, takes them down a notch. They
Okay.
kind of avenge last week's loss. Houston gets back on track where they play the New York Jets, and with season maybe still on the line. We'll see what happens.
We'll know Sunday.
We'll see what happens. All right, 425. This is the NFC Championship preview. Heard it here first. San Francisco at Philadelphia. Philadelphia plus 2.5. Greg, I have a theory on this game. It's very important. Do not forget it. The loser of this matchup goes to the Super Bowl and wins it.
Okay.
The loser of this matchup.
I like that.
And I think the loser of this matchup will be the Philadelphia Eagles. I think San Francisco is going to win this week. I think San Francisco is going to win by a wide, maybe double digits, actually. But they're definitely going to win this week. And I think the Eagles are going to beat them in the NFC Championship game.
Third and final best bet for me here. I love the Eagles at home getting points. I think a lot of people like San Francisco this week. Not sure why. 10-1 Eagles, the best team in the world, 3-point underdogs. They're faking people out into taking San Francisco. I don't know how this is happening, but they're doing it. 50% of the money right now on both teams. 75% of the bets, though, on San Francisco. To me, that's absolutely crazy. 75% of the bets are on San Fran. I mean, I don't know what the Eagles need to do to earn some respect, but +3 at home. Not lose to the Jets would definitely help. +3 at home, like I said, I think it's the easiest bet of the day. So give me San Fran, or give me the Eagles +3 against San Fran here.
Greg, I'm going to play that recording for you, and when you say easiest bet of the day, and then next week when you're going, that's why I'm taking the opposite side, and that's why I'm taking the opposite side, and that's like this is San Francisco all the way here. All right, 425, last one. Rams at home versus the Browns of Cleveland with Mr. Joey Elite Flacco. I'm calling it right now. That's going to be the quarterback this week. And therefore, the Rams should win by 17 points. I don't care how good the Browns defense is. Aaron Donald should kill Joe Flacco. So I'm taking the Rams here all day long.
Yep, I'm with you. We really did talk about this game too much. I think the Rams are going to kill him.
Is Kupp going to catch?
I think so. I think they're all healthy.
All right. 2 terrible, in my opinion, primetime games, but this one has potential.
Yeah.
Green Bay at home in Lambeau. +6.5 against the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you got, Greg?
Kansas City. I think they're the best team in the league. I think everyone's been talking about them on the offense. I think they're completely fine. I think they have a chance to put on display on Sunday night on primetime in Lambeau. Historic place to play in a little bit of a cold. Kansas City's okay with that. Jordan Love and this Packers team looked great last Thursday.
Yes.
I just think the Packers are just not there yet. I think they're an up and down team. They might have a good week one week, a bad week the next week. So give Give me the Chiefs minus 6.5 on the road.
All right.
65% of the money right now is on Green Bay. I think that's crazy.
I'll roll with that. Monday Night Football, Jacksonville at home minus 8.5. Seems like a crazy amount of points. I don't care that it's against Browning, but I'm still riding with it. Where's the public here, Greg?
65% of the money right now is on the Jaguars.
I'm riding with that.
I'm with it too. I just can't bet on Browning.
All right, cool. All right, what do you got here for your Hail Marys, and what do you got here for your Hail Mary?
All right, Hail Mary is a different one. I'm trying something different. I was talking about Miami and killing teams. I have an all Miami same game parlay plus 3,500. Miami full game minus 9.5. Miami first half minus 6.5. The over 49.5. Raheem Mostert touchdown. Tyreek Hill touchdown. Tyreek Hill over yards. Tyreek Hill over 7.5 receptions. Tua over 280 passing yards. And then a little tickler in there for the over. And I think Sam Howell's pretty good. Sam Howell over 271.5 passing yards. Same game parlay. I think it's 9 legs plus 3,500. All Miami all the way. I think they kill Washington this week. Cement themselves as AFC East champions and cite themselves on the number 1 seed in the AFC.
All right. I got a 5-game here. All money line. Saints, Jets, Cowboys, Jags, Chiefs. Plus 1169.
I like that.
So 100, you win $1,100 for that.
Cool.
All right. What do you got for your teaser?
New England. It's a 7-leg teaser, 6-point teaser. New England plus 12. Pittsburgh plus 0.5. Denver plus 9.5. The Lions plus 1.5. The Colts plus 4.5. Miami minus 3.5. Kansas City Chiefs even or minus 0.5. It's a 7-leg plus 700 6-point teaser.
Man, I'm having a hard time picking these teasers on the spot right now. I'm gonna throw in the Chiefs in there.
Yep.
And just for you, I'll throw in the Eagles. So we'll do a quick 4-team teaser. So they get me to plus 240. Just give me some free money.
I like it.
$50 on 120. Wraps up for this week. Greg, any last words?
No, it was a great week. It's a fun week. We just did the Jets episode. Go check it out. We just did the college football episode with Chip. Go check it out. College football championship weekend. It's a big weekend. Not a lot of games of college football, but big time games of college football, neutral site games of college football. I'm very excited for that. Very excited for our line in the sand Jets game against the Atlanta Falcons. It's a big week of football here, man. I'm happy for it. I'm ready for it.
Somehow I made you an anti-Jets fan this weekend. But I'm okay
it's you, it's Jets Twitter, it's everyone. If we just got Josh Jobs, the season would be totally different, John.
Let's boil, baby. Let's boil.
Let's boil.
We out.